All right, fam, we back again. This is Marshawn Olanio, and you are here watching Ask Marshawn. So if you are on Facebook or if you are on YouTube and you want to submit your question for me to answer, then definitely go ahead, look down below the video, look in the comment section, and submit your question there. Now, if there is an added benefit for those of you who are on Facebook. If you want to send in your question anonymously, then please do that by DMing your girl. Now, with that being said, the question of the day is, should I wait for him? The good and the bad of this. I'm going to go with the bad first. The bad is that there wasn't really any content sent in anonymously with this question. However, the good part is that I'm going to answer this in two different ways. So the answer really is, for both ways, is it depends. It depends. So the first way, should you wait for a man that's actually supporting you? And I'm not just talking about monetary. However, financial is in there. Emotional support, spiritual support. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I talk about God here, right? So spiritual support, financial support, it could be your body support, whatever it is that you need in that time. But he can't give you a lot of physical time because he's building something. He has a plan and he's working his plan. He knows where he wants to go, not necessarily how he's going to get there, but he's working his plan. Should you work for that type of man? Absolutely, sis. Yeah, because there's a lot of people, a lot of women that give up on men that's working in their calling, and then all of a sudden you walk away. He finally gets this plan up and running. The business, the idea, his creative juices have finally flourished. And now you looking back like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. When in fact, he really would have had your back. Absolutely would have had your back had you stayed around, had you been more patient, had you given him the time and the opportunity to make the seed that he planted grow. Should you wait on that type of guy? Absolutely. Absolutely you should, because the fruits of your labor will pay off. Now, in the interim, while he's going through it, there are going to be a lot of challenges because you're not going to see him as much as you want to see him. If you guys have a family, meaning child or children together, he's probably not going to be there as much as you want him to be in the beginning. However, there are ways around that. Like, for instance, what I actually tell my clients is, if you are with a man that is uber busy, and not just saying that he's busy, okay, and coming around with that, listen, I was about to go down the rabbit hole. We're not about to do that. If he's uber busy and you know that it's legit uber busy, then you have to find ways to create and build your life while he's out there building the life that he wants. He also wants you to be a part of it, which is why he's still with you. However, right? If you allow the jealousy to come in, the accusations to come in, jealousy and accusations are not necessary. They are not usually for the good things, right? We're jealous over something. We're accusing because it's something that we feel deep down in our bones is happening. Whether it's true or not is irrelevant. It's irrelevant, right? So should you wait for that type of guy? Usually when the women wait for that type of guy, the payoff is great. And not because you want to stay with him because of the payoff, but literally you love this man. You are his ride or die. He has been there for you. There is a lot of chemistry there. There's a lot of history there. You guys have been through some ups and downs. You really know one another. You really are there for him. Now the payoff becomes great in the financial aspect, but it's not because you're there because you know this is going to pay off, right? You're there because you actually love him. You actually see him. You actually want him. You want the family dynamic, etc., right? The flip side of that is usually where you're feeling like he's not hearing you. He's not supporting you. Again, not just financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, even going for walks for your body, physical, or working out together, whatever the support is, or maybe even try to build something yourself. Whatever support it is that you want from him, you're not receiving, right? So with that being said, should you wait for that type of guy? It really depends on your threshold, because what I, again, usually tell my clients is I will never tell you to walk away. That is absolutely a decision that you are going to have to make on your own. What I am going to help you do is to build up your self-confidence and build up your self-esteem enough for you to see the facts. Not the emotions that we have a tendency as women to lean on, but the facts. What are the facts? Is he there for you? Right? And whatever there for you means for you. Because what that means for me may be different what it means for you. Does he support you in the way that you need to be supported? Do you feel heard in the way that you want to feel heard? Do you feel understood? Do you feel like this man actually gets you? Does he treat your child or children well? Right, there's a plethora of things that you need to think about in order should you wait for him. Are you saying should you wait for him because you want him to choose you and he has yet to see the light? He has yet to wake up to choose you? Right, then that's not something that you can make him see. You have to love yourself enough to know that if a person is not valuing you, then they're only going to treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. So it's not so much should you wait for him, it is you asking yourself, how long am I willing to wait for him? Because your time frame may be different than someone else. On top of that, if he has yet to see the value that you're bringing to the table right now, depending on how long you guys have been together, then he's probably not going to see it in the state that you are actually in. Why am I saying that? Because usually when a man meets you, he already knows what box he has put you in. Whether friends with benefits, friends, wifey material, if you will, right? Because that can go through a plethora of different stages, but he already knows what box he's put you in. And so depending on how you set up the relationship in the beginning is going to determine if you should wait for him now. I talked about recently in one of my first Ask Marshawn videos about a young lady who was asking, is her man ever going to marry her? And it's relevant to this conversation because in their situation, it wasn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And yes, I can be wrong. It could happen. But if it does happen, they're probably going to end up in a divorce sooner than later anyway because of the way that she set up the relationship. Now, what am I talking about? If you have yet to see that video. First of all, go watch the entirety of the video after you watch this one. Not going to marry her because of the way she set up the relationship in the beginning. Now, what that actually means is when he was asking her the question, what were they doing in the beginning and what was she expecting out of him and her and in the relationship, she stated, I'm not looking to get married. I'm just happy if you and I are together. Again, not again, but in that previous video, I mentioned that they had a child and they are living like a family, meaning that they live under the same roof. So they're kind of living like husband and wife, but she doesn't have the title as wife. She has the title as girlfriend. They are not engaged and they've been together for almost a decade. Now, again, because of the way she set up the relationship, it is highly unlikely that she will ever get the ring, that she will ever get the title. So depending on how you have set up your own relationship, maybe you should wait for him. Maybe you shouldn't. Only you can determine if you should wait around for the man that's in your life. Like, let's be real. You're coming here, you're asking my opinion, which I greatly appreciate. But at the same time, you have to be willing to self-evaluate, reflect on the relationship, reflect on what you're getting from the relationship, and then determine if you want to stay or not. Another thing that I actually have my clients do is literally to write down all of the things, all of the benefits, as well as all of the negatives that the person is bringing to their life. What are all the benefits? Write them all down. What are all the negatives that this person is bringing to your life? And then literally weigh the list against each other. If you have more benefits than you have negative, okay, there's a good chance that you should wait around. However, if you have more negatives than you have positives, then more than likely it's already time for you to go. On top of that, because the segue right into that, if you're here asking this question, you already know it's time to go. You're just hoping that somebody else will hear what you have to say and then come in and say, whatever it is that you're thinking, you are correct. In this case, you should wait on them. So you're looking for people to tell you that you should wait on this guy who's probably not treating you like the queen that you need to be treated like. Anytime we go and ask somebody a question about something that we want the answer to, we literally already know the answer. We're just hoping that we can find one person, not even 20, 30. We're looking for one person that views the thing that we're going through the way that we view that same thing. So now what we got to do? You, sister, have to put on your big panties and make some tough decisions. Whether the tough decision is to stay and continue to be and accept the way your relationship is and the part that you play in it, or it's time to throw in the towel. Say, you know what? I love me enough to walk away, and it's okay. I'm not even saying go make a big deal about it. Meaning, no reason to go argue, fuss, and fight, and you did this, and blaming and shaming and all that stuff. Nope. Because the truth of the matter is, you made a choice to stay there. He made a choice to stay there. And so both of you are adults, and now we have to act like adults. And what does that mean? Going to have a conversation and say, you know what? It's okay that we are not making it. But the life that I want is not this. And I'm okay if you're not really willing or ready to take it to the next level where I'm ready to go. It's okay. However, we cannot continue to live our life the way that we are currently living it, because I am living a lie. I don't like the way I feel when I lay down at night. I don't like the way that I feel when I wake up in the morning. I don't like the way I feel when I walk into this environment, because I don't feel like I'm getting what I want. I don't feel like I'm being heard the way that I need to be heard. I don't feel like I'm being understood. And I also don't feel like I'm being respected or taken seriously. And it's okay. I am not asking you to change in this moment, but I am definitely sharing the way that I am feeling right now. Now, did you happen to notice what I was doing there? I said, I. Never once did I point the finger. Never once did I blame. Never once did I shame. Never once did I call him out of his name. Only thing that you are trying to do is to get out, share, communicate exactly what your feelings are. And then guess what? Now you got to take actions on the thing that you are talking about. In this case, if you are going to end it, you must end it. Whatever ending it looks like for you. Obviously, if you two are living together, you need to part ways. If you two are still trying to be friends with benefits and it's not working for you, you need to end it. You need to walk away, shut the door, don't answer the phone, don't answer the text, at least for a period of time. Because some people can think about it and be like, you know what? I actually got to make a decision. I want to be with, say, a person. That's perfectly fine. But you need to give them an opportunity and time to actually think that over. And I'm not just talking about a few hours, because a lot of time they're coming back because they're not ready to cut the cord. So months, I'm talking about months, and maybe even years for that person to really evaluate, I actually don't want to live my life without you. But it can't just be right away after you had this conversation. All of a sudden they got a light bulb moment and I'm gonna turn it all around, because a lot of times people do say that, but the reality is a lot of people don't follow through on the lip service. And they're lip servicing in that moment because they don't want to lose you, but it's really not even about you. It's about what you're bringing to the table. It could be some type of convenience for them. The living situation. I don't want to have to deal with splitting the finances. I don't want to have to deal with looking for an apartment. I don't want to have to deal with going down that road of separating everything. And so a lot of people just do it for the convenience of it, not because of you. Not because I want to stay with you. Not because I even want to be with you. It's really about him. So you got to give some time, whatever your time frame is, for them to think about it. But the truth of the matter is, when we give the other person time to think about if they want us, now we have the opportunity to see what life is like without them before we got with them, and now after being with them. So should you wait for them? You got to answer your own question. I've given you my ideas as well as what I do with my clients. And so if it's something that you want to talk about, then absolutely reach out to me. Again, if you are on Facebook or YouTube and you want me to answer your question, then definitely submit it down below. If you are on Facebook, now you have the opportunity to send it to me in a direct message so I can keep you and you can remain anonymous. This is your girl Marshawn Olanio, and you are listening to Ask Marshawn. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And I will see you on the next Ask Marshawn. Bye-bye now.